Hello everybody, welcome to Alex Crossing. My roof is purple now, isn't that cool? This is my daily Animal Crossing stream, this is my daily Animal Crossing stream where I will stream Animal Crossing for the GameCube every day until I beat it. And I've been making some pretty good progress, so if you want to see more from me, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, or a letter as I like to call it. I read all letters on Friday, or on Saturday before going to CKK Slider, so there will be like a letter time where your comments are actually addressed. And, yeah, do subscribe if you enjoy the content. Let's get right into it. So, this video is interesting because I actually have not been streaming Animal Crossing every day. I've been messing up, and I do apologize, but a lot of real-life stuff has been getting in the way rapidly over and over again for the last week. Normally I'd be like, oh, it's no big deal, it's just the existential horror of daily life, but I think this is something I can talk a bit about, and something that some of my viewers might be able to relate to, is just how difficult and unfair adult life is. It's really just, today's going to be a bit more of a bummer topic stream, but there are good things in it. I do try to want to, like, frame a path forward. She might check out that T-Vase, that seems interesting. But yeah, lately I've been having a hard time just existing because currently I've been looking for a new job. For those who don't know, I've had difficulty maintaining a job over the last few months, specifically pre-Christmas and everything. Good evening, Al. Already have a Skull of a Pterodon. But pretty much my last few jobs just laid me off without any good reason. And it's just something that happened to me because I was a temp. And ever since then, I've had to undergo the, frankly, shameful process of interviewing for jobs. And now every single time I do that, it makes me want to die. It gives me this feeling of anger and hatred I have not felt since probably middle school when I was a little monster. I hate doing job interviews. Today was a less than miserable one because the guy I was talking to didn't pretend to be better than me and didn't pretend to be like a good person, and you could very clearly tell the manager I was interviewing was a bit of a monster who had no regard for human decency, which is nice. It's nice to know that your manager you might be working under is just a horrible person. So that's a good thing. Yeah, we're getting real dark right into it. I'm sorry, guys, but this is something I do want to talk about. Today's stream is mostly just going to be fishing and, like, just the normal daily stuff, so I figured I'd make it new and interesting by talking about something that has happened. But, yeah, today I interviewed for a job at a fast food restaurant, and later this weekend I'll be interviewing for a job at a factory. I pretty much got the job at the fast food restaurant as a cook. However, the pay I asked for was not given to me. So I specifically requested 15 bucks an hour. They said our managers don't even get paid that. And someone like you who has no experience as a cook, there's no way you're getting 15 bucks an hour. And he said the most I can give you is 12. And I'm like, well, shoot, all right, 12 it is then. And right now that currently exists as my backup, and I did appreciate the frankness of that statement of just like, look, here's why we won't give you 15 an hour, even though everyone probably deserves at least that, and having at least that is what I need to survive personally. Oh hey, peaches, Neato. But besides that, I've had to undergo the nightmare of. Oh, actually, I have another interview coming up soon, so hopefully I'll get that job where I'm guaranteed to make at least $16 an hour. If not, I will work at the fast food place until I have the money to get a car, and then I will properly job search. We'll come back here once I have time. So yeah, that's Alex's existential nightmare right now. What I advertised on Twitter and Discord. But shoot, what else was I going to say? What's fun about these interviews is though I am interviewing for a third shift position, for some reason they like to interview me at 11 in the morning, meaning that I've had to shift my entire sleep schedule around it. Yeah, that's true. That's a good way of doing it. But if you ask the perspective I have and what I've been told, I guess, is that if you ask a manager how much they're willing to pay you, they will always undercut you. That's why they're trying to make it a law right now that you have to tell your employees how much you're going to pay them before hiring them, or you have to advertise on your help wanted sign how much you're willing to pay. Otherwise, and yeah, so pretty much you have to. They're trying to make it a law here in the States now that you have to tell your employees how much you're going to pay them on the help wanted sign. A lot of businesses are throwing a tantrum over this, and they're very upset that they have to actually be honest with their employees. Oh, I think I've already donated that too. Heck, dang. I guess I'm gonna make a bunch of money today off these fossils. A right shame. A darn shame. That was the torso, which they didn't have. Torso, trilobite, and then finally... No, I think that's... I don't think I have anything in here that they want. Dinosaur track, here, skull. Dinosaur egg. Amber. Let's check the dinosaur bones. But yeah, it's just an interesting problem you run into, and that, again, that's why I got so bummed about it. And also, I really don't like job interviews in general. But yeah, I had to completely shift my schedule. I go to... Might be good for you as long as they don't force you to upsell. I'd work at GameStop if I didn't constantly push you to basically trick your customers into buying things they don't need, which is one of the many hells of being a customer service person, is being told to trick your customers. Remember, I tried getting a job at a phone store, and they tried to deceive me into not deceive me, but they told me that even when I was off the clock, I would have to sell phones to people, and I'm just like, what? No, I'm not doing any work for no pay, which is, yeah, just like, really, guys? That's fine, but that's fine, man. What else have I been dealing with? Oh yeah, just the exhaustion of having to change my sleep schedule rapidly has taken a toll on me, as you can probably already hear. Sleep's been difficult. Yeah, one of those would you like a rewards card craps. It's insanity. That's, for lack of a better way of saying it, that's life at this point, you know? That's life, and I hate it. It's awful. Adult life is miserable. I'm currently at an apartment where I pay around $850 a month to live here, and I barely have the money for it. And like, it's one of those things of just like, that's like a 12-15 hour job would never pay for that. And that's what's frustrating, is just like, man, you just want us to die, don't you? Like, that's my takeaway, is that either no thought is given to the little guy, or business owners just want the little guy to lay down and die, because there's nothing more I can do than that. It's real frustrating, let's just say that. And I used to be in that position where I didn't understand where people that constantly beg for revolution came from. I really understand now, and I wish I didn't, because what the F is that rent? It's low. It's apparently lower than most places in the US. That's the terrifying part. When people talk about being a wage slave, this is what they're referring to. They're referring to the fact that they are making money, yes, but they are only making the money they need to survive. None of that money they're able to choose how it's used. All of it goes to food. My apartment's puny and garbage. Half the time things don't work. I'm not even allowed to have a cat without paying extra every month, so I just have a cat. What are they going to do, kick me out of the shitty apartment? Oh well, I'll find a new one. It's just... it's awful. That's considered low, yes. $850 a month is considered to be low for an apartment, at least here in the States. Again, I feel like America expects people with lower incomes to die. They want them to die. Well, either die or someone else would say, oh, they want you to succeed, they want you to rise above. And I'm like, how am I going to rise above at my age? All the decisions I made that could have put me into a better wage bracket, I made when I was a child. We're gonna rock this. We're gonna rock this with camouflage. I wouldn't mind $270 a month. I don't even get my own washer and dryer. I have to walk into the basement of the apartment building to go wash my own laundry. Nook's a saint by comparison. Oh, hey, pay it off whenever you want. If you want a bigger house, you're gonna have to pay it off. That's not a bad system. I wouldn't mind that. I'd have all this money, extra money to buy new stuff, and when I realize that I have all this extra money to buy new stuff, I'll be like, oh man, I should really upgrade my apartment. I'm gonna pay this guy a bunch of money to upgrade the apartment. I totally understand people that are like modern day communists now. It's like capitalism when done wrong is hell. I am a wage slave. Hopefully through cryptocurrency and through streaming and stuff, I can eventually turn this into my job. But like, it's all random, man. I'm just gonna keep doing what I think I should do and hope that it gets better. And if it doesn't, that's fine. Yeah, I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. I wouldn't wanna... If I knew there was somewhere else in the world I could live nearby that in which everybody spoke English and I still had internet that was just as good, I would dedicate myself to moving there as soon as possible. I thought about moving to Alaska, to be honest. I should check and see how much property costs there, because that's still technically in the US, but it lets me live in the most naturally beautiful part of the country, and I also get an oil stipend, so that'll be cool. Alright, let's go check with the fountain to see if we need to, let me grab my shovel first, and we can start bumping rocks on the way there. But it's not all bad. My life isn't all bad right now. My girlfriend's been real sweet to me. She's been real understanding, and I bless her because she's the only one working right now. The cats have been good girls. I haven't been doing much on stream and Discord wise. Oh, here's a bit of a why not get a Canadian citizenship? Because Canada is more urban. Not more urban altogether. There's less areas like this in Canada where I can exist in this comfy middle ground of not being completely rural. There's not as many suburban zones in Canada. And the urban areas are just as bad, if not worse than this. Any city, anywhere is going to be worse than this. It's what I've been told. I don't know for sure. That being said, yeah, when it comes to first world problems, however, I've been trying to fully unlock the fighting styles in Yakuza 0. Which is actually, I think, what I describe in this is what I described in the description of the stream. Don't do that. You're gonna find yourself hating Yakuza 0 real quick, because you have to grind for money, and even with the money you get from real estate, unlocking some of those later tiers in the in Kiryu's styles is a nightmare that takes forever, and you're better off just not doing it. Man, my voice is just a nightmare today, isn't it? Just don't. Also, don't bother with 100% completion. That's the other thing, is that, hey, that completion list is real handy. There are certain things in the game meant to take forever. Like, I spent hours just buying every drink, waiting for Kiryu to sober up, and then buying every drink again to unlock a single measly completion point. Next was the arena, where I struggled with difficult fights that I had to fight over and over and over again, because your progression is not tied to your victory, it's how many experience points you get for each match, and it feels almost random. How are things? Well, yay! I'm gonna plant more peach trees. Hey, we got ourselves a new spot. Dang, I'm sorry, man. That's always the worst when your uvula hurts, because there's nothing you can do about it. You can't massage it, you just throw up. so weird. But yeah, Yakuza 0 is a great game. I've learned some very valuable lessons from the current long-time Yakuza 0 stream I've been working on my Twitch right now. And that is, not every game is a game where you can do everything in. Many games are, and many games will reward you for trying to do everything. Some games will beat you down and not stop swinging. And Yakuza 0, which is actually one of the more convenient games in the series from what I've been told, is one of those games. It does. Yeah, drinking water almost always helps. That's kind of a catch-all cure. It's like, are you sick with anything and want to feel slightly better? Drink a ton of water. Just become a fish for the day. But yeah, don't 100% Yakuza 0. That's my final message. Goodbye. No, I will just continue to enjoy the game's story, and I will do all the main and side quests, but when it comes to the mini game that will take me 1,000,000 hours, I will either do that off screen or not do it at all going forward. Dragon Style isn't worth it, and it's really heartbreaking that that's actually true, because you have to grind completion points if you want to fully upgrade it. Oh man, I'm sorry, Owl. I hope they feel better soon. Oh, the name of the video, right? Fishing Fantasy 14. I got back into Final Fantasy 14. Another game that has things that I just think I believe are just built to make the player miserable in it. Final Fantasy 14 is a game in which it shows you the value of accepting a game on its own terms. Like, Final Fantasy 14 does things that a lot of people, and myself, believe that no video game should do. Oh, that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear they're better now. However, I've been accepting the game on its own terms, and really I've been having a great time. I'm getting back into the main quests. I'm continuing the Alexander quest line, which is probably one of my favorite time travel stories. Again, it's up there. It's really the writing in the game is amazing, and it's always been amazing. It's inconsistently amazing. There are areas in the game where the writing is just boring, and it takes a while to get the player to the spot where they want to be. Is the game very flawed? Yes, still, but I'm having a great time with it, and I think everyone should give it a try at least once, because it is an interesting game. Have I been fishing in the game at all? No, not at all. I've been doing a lot of dungeons, because that's what the game is, pretty much. And I've been leveling up my healing and tank classes, so I'm getting a little bit of a taste of what it's like to be everybody. I got a tank class, I got a DPS class, and I got a healing class now, and I can talk a bit about that experience. Here's what I recommend for any new player getting into 14. If you don't want to wait for... go ahead and start with a DPS class, and while you're queuing, use that ridiculously long queue time to do side quests. Because both healing and tanking is way harder, and the knowledge you will gain by already have done these dungeons and raids before will help you out immensely. Healing is also it's a better starting option than tanking. However, the game does not indicate which class is which, and it's probably good for you to look up a guide to tell you which is which before you start. If you're a person that's already bounced off Final Fantasy XIV, I have a bit of a guide for you. Start as an Arcanist, and as soon as possible, make your way to the Rogues Guild in Lower Lim Solamenza, where you will then experience one of the better storylines in the game right off the bat, as well as, in my opinion, the most fun class in the entire game. Besides that, yeah. So went through pretty much the entire game as a DPS, both as a samurai and as a ninja, and then I switched to a tank, and then I burned out and dropped the game. I like Dark Knight, don't get me wrong. However, Existential Nightmare, yep. Existential Bob Nightmare. However, I'd recommend not starting as a tank class. I have a few friends that made that mistake and ended up miserable and not enjoying the game because of it. DPS class is great because you can mostly exist on your own. Oh yeah, I bet. I'm really excited to try Beat Saber once I get a better VR headset. Oh hey, Tortimer, what are you doing here? I am. Oh, it does need a new bridge. I agree wholeheartedly. I wish I looked at my map before this. I'll sleep on it. We'll see, Mortimer. I get the feeling that... Mortimer. We'll see, Tortimer. I get the feeling that I will be the mayor one day. I will rise. I would want the bridge to be right here. Can I push him in that direction and then tell him to get the... Tell him to put the bridge there? No, I don't think I can. Oh well. Alright, the Peachtree... Oh, the Peachtree District is growing. Holy heck. We should probably start planting some trees elsewhere. Let's plant this in the Bob District. I remember in New Leaf I would plant a bunch of... I would plant like 3 different types of flowers, or a bunch of different types of flowers in a bunch of different zones, and then name the zones based off the flowers. So there was the Tulip District, the Daily District, the Daily District? The Daisy District is what I meant to say. Hey there, boob. You having a great time? I can tell you're having a great time. That's all you want to talk about. Hey there, Bob. Not yet. You're definitely, I can't wait to get back in the VR because I've heard about like the weight loss ability, or the ability to use it as exercise. Oh shoot, I just realized that subscription goal is on screen. Let me turn that off. I'm sorry guys. Big stupid. Sub goal, and then turn that off as well. There we go. Now we have a cleaner screen. We should. You're your greatest enemy. Yep. How's it going, Bob? I can't wait. I really want to make an igloo someday. Most vilified person. Yep. I gotta run by the... I gotta run home real quick and grab something. Let's check for... Let's keep looking for rocks, actually. And then when I get done looking for rocks here, I can go and grab my thing. Shoot. Oh, it is a bit of a hindrance. Yeah, that was my issue with Pavlov. It destroyed my heckin' knees. Like, my knees were just exploding out of my legs while I was trying to play Pavlov. It was awful. I wanted to cry. VR chat, I just kind of lounged, and I set my height to be lower so my character would still stand. I pretty much cheated the system. Yeah, I keep seeing you and Alice on, like, VR chat, and I keep thinking, like, oh man, I should hang out with them. I should jump on and just get on with them just for the sake of the old days, even if I don't have VR plugged in currently. Thank goodness you can holster things, absolutely. So I was watching a video yesterday on the failed Harry Potter Pokemon Go ripoff, and it got me thinking about VR for some reason. It got me thinking about the nature of VR. And remember we had that discussion about what VR actually is and how it's not how it exists as a peripheral, but it functions as basically its own platform. And I started thinking about it, and I think I've come to an interesting conclusion. VR is its own platform, or its own... What did I say? It wasn't a... Did I say genre, or did I say... Because it wasn't platform. Platform is too simple of a word for it. Medium, yeah. VR games are their own medium the way that mobile games are, where you just can't port it from its original system because the hardware is so completely and utterly different that you need to really put thought into how it functions. And if you try porting it the way, like just doing a simple one-to-one port, you're going to end up with a worse game. I didn't hear about the MMO. Let me do a quick Google of that. My brain's kind of in that like turn off brain when faced with MMOs mode that I have to pay for, because I'm currently living in nice. All right, that'd be really cool. I hope that's good. It looks really rad. But yeah, I'm in that kind of like turn off brain mode. Example, Rocket League. Yeah, Rocket League's mobile version is sick. Noah was showing me that. But it's not a one-to-one translation. You have to really put thought into how you're porting it. Whereas, that's kind of the way the video games used to be. At least with like the Nintendo hardware being very, very different. Like, specifically the Wii. The Wii and the Wii DS and Wii U generations were generations that made that a problem on home consoles, or a factor on home consoles. However, that went away with the existence of the Switch, and arguably with the existence of the 3DS and Wii U, considering that it really felt as though Nintendo had given up on the core gimmick of those systems. And now it's back to how it was before the Wii, where pretty much the Xbox One, the Xbox One, the Nintendo Switch, the PC, and the PS5 are the Series X, the PS5, the Switch, and the PC are pretty much systems in which you can port games one-to-one. Now, PC is a bit different. You gotta add mouse and keyboard to support. However, nowadays most people have controllers, so if you wanna like not try, like Yakuza, Dark Souls, and Nier Automata, you can pretty much just do that. Yep. Oh yeah, it's suddenly made reloading has become a mechanic that goes from something that's second nature, and arguably like why is it even in the game, to something that is, you know, just as much a part of the core game as shooting. I know there are a few games on a controller / on a mouse and keyboard that makes reloading interesting and having to be more thoughtful with it. The best version probably being Gears of War with its active reload mechanic. However, like VR, you just grab the clip and put it in. Man, special thanks to the Wii for figuring out, like, hey, the Wii is great for some of the games it has. Like, some of the best games are on the Wii, arguably, are ones that don't actually require you to use the system's motion control mechanics all that much. But shoutouts for the Wii for showing VR devs, like, what not to do in VR, or what not to do with motion controls. Because I have not seen any games get it wrong. Or not, I've seen games get it wrong, just not in the way that the Wii got it wrong. Hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. Wait, I thought the game was just a shooting gallery. I didn't know that was an actual, like, game where you had opponents. I thought that was just a really advanced shooting gallery. Man, I don't know nothing about VR games. I thought Boneworks was the same thing. I thought Boneworks was a shooting gallery tech demo. I would love Link's crossbow. Man, oh man, reloading a crossbow in VR would be really fun. Same thing with bow and arrow. As someone who's like kind of a bow and arrow enthusiast in real life, or at least was really into archery when they were a kid. You know what's great about archery compared to like wanting to learn how to shoot it's a collection of game modes. Okay, like Pavlov, gotcha. You know what's great about wanting to like shoot a gun / bow when you're a kid is that with a bow you can buy a toy version and effectively get the experience, whereas a gun you might need to fork over a bit more for like a gas gun or an airsoft gun. Like a toy bow basically will function like a real bow. Problem is, with video games it's going to be tough to get that experience of actually shooting a real bow, because like some of the fun of shooting a real bow is the resistance the bow has on your body. And not having that is going to be a bummer. Yeah, Boneworks, like, it's weird because people kept calling it a tech demo. Even people that played it, and I'm just like, is it? And then you explained it to me, and I'm like, that sounds like an amazing game that I'd really want to play. How come no one else describes it that way? Just hire Owl to be the one-man marketing department for Boneworks. Because what Owl did, Owl, your new name is Boneworks. What Owl did was he described a section in the game and what you had to do to overcome it, which is actually a really good vertical slice of what the game is. And I'm like, oh, it sounds like an immersive sim. That sounds amazing. Or at least that section did. Receiver does it very weird. Receiver? Is that like a game? Is that like a game? What a stupid question, Alex. Cool. There we go. Mr. Bill Bonework, yep. I really like making someone's last name that of a game. Oh, Mr. Alex Crossing himself, the founder of Aminal Crossing. Mr. Bill Boneworks. Mr. Charles Entertainment Cheese. I really like Freddy Fazbear and Charles Entertainment Cheese. God, I don't ever want to go to Chuck E. Cheese again. Steve Microsoft. Mr. Dave Buster. Sans Undertale. Where did that come? Where did Sans Undertale come from? I know it came from Undertale, but like, when did his last name become Undertale? I thought it would be like first name comic, last name Sans, first name ever, last name greatest. I think I've done all the rocks. I haven't found the rock I'm looking for though, so I might have to restart the entire process. I'm not fishing at all today. That's a theme. That is a... There go to Creature Eyes. And Undertale came out from a Fiverr video. Oh! Okay, that makes sense. Oh dear. So you sent him the fingers in the ass video, right? Fingers in his ass? Oh man, I have that horrible Living Tombstone FNAF 2 song stuck in my head. Don't know what I was thinking, leaving my child behind. But now I face the truth and now I am blind. With all this anger, fear, and sadness coming to haunt me forever. I really wish we had better weather. I don't see. The thing is, I've never actually. I got stuck in my head from one TikTok I saw, and it was like, don't know what I was thinking, leaving my child behind. And it's this song is so non-canon, isn't it? Oh man, so it's confirmed the puppet isn't actually the mom. That's oh, that sucks. Man, I really hope, I'm glad, you know, I'm glad that after the dust is settled and that all the Five Nights at Freddy's lore has been completed, it's a good story. Because that's real depressing when a developer hides all their lore and is all secretive about it, and then they get to the end, and then, like, it gets to the end, and everyone has all the lore laid out before them, the story's terrible. Like, that's the worst. Dark Souls has that problem, where Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 back to back, and it just, like, you lay out all the lore and you read it like an actual story, and you're just like, oh, this is terrible. Like, how long did it take? 7 years! 7 years of lore being drip-fed to you indirectly, and it's awful. Oh man, that's terrible. Can you imagine? Oh dear, I'm sorry, that just tickles me pink. Like, that being said, if you ignore Dark Souls 2 and 3, the lore, you know, It's pretty good. Just with Dark Souls 1, you know, and the own blanks you filled in from your own playthrough. But, like, oh, dear lord. Like, what if, like, Gaster from Undertale is finally revealed in Deltarune, and, like, this secret lore character that people really care about for some reason is just revealed to be, like, a loser who just craps his pants? Like, could you imagine? That's the danger. That's the real danger. The Federal Reserve, absolutely. That's the real danger of, like this is funny too, because, like, before Final Fantasy 15, because of trailers and stuff, people cosplayed those characters for years before the actual game came out, and they were able to learn what those characters were about. Some of those characters became different characters in the time it took to develop the game. Like, Stella became Lunafreya, a character that people appreciate a lot less than Stella in the end. Yeah, exactly. Gaster's just, like, I always just saw Gaster as a Yume Nikki reference. But, like, just, I really like it when developers make people work for the story, and the story's not good. Like, Destiny has that problem where you're just like, alright, now that I have all the facts and the lore lined out, these alien races are really cool. The story is really bad. Oh man, I'm tickled pink by that concept. Like, at least with Zelda, you know, say what you want about Zelda's timeline and lore, but at least each Zelda story individually is good. I remember that, like, spark of excitement with Pokemon X when that came out. I'm just like, oh, the Pokemon War, are we ever gonna get to see that? And Game Freak's like, well, nah, never. It is kind of cool how we're going back to feudal times, though, again. Mitch. Yep, that Yume Nikki character, Mitch, of course. I'd like to try Yume Nikki one day. But every time I think of the Dream Diary part of it... Wait, is it... No, I'm thinking of a different name. No, I'm thinking of something else. I don't know, man. Are you referring to Zelda? I know that I really enjoyed the stories to Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess. The story of Zelda 2 is... Well, NES games are tough, because NES games are basically 3-line summaries. And if the 3-line summary is good, the story is good. Because that's all the story they could fit in, you know? Otherwise, you're gonna have to pull from extra stuff that isn't in the actual game. Zelda 1 is the story of a boy who is given a sword and then has to save a princess and succeeds in doing so while vanquishing evil. Zelda 2 is the story of a boy who now has his sword and has to destroy the evil because the princess has fallen into a coma and he has to save her. Okay, Dream Diary. The problem when I hear Dream Diary is all I can think of is the Dream Journal and how Mr. Electric needs to kill this man. That's all I can think about whenever I hear Dream Diary. But yeah, no, Zelda 2 and Zelda 1 have very, very simple stories that are just like... Again, with an NES game, it's... Alright, the story is like a 3-line summary. Is that 3-line summary exciting? Or interesting to you? And I don't think that's the case with Zelda 1 and 2. I think it's... I don't see any plot holes in that, but I just see, like, Tom McDonald's type story writing on Zelda 2's part. I don't understand the reference. Who's Tom McDonald? Tell me more about this Tom McDonald. Because, like, I could say a game that really nails NES-style storytelling is Final Fantasy 1. I think Final Fantasy 1 has one of the stronger story ideas in the franchise because of how strong the Garland plot twist is at the end game. That's why I'm kind of bummed about Stranger of Paradise, because it's kind of... it's spoiling, like, a really good storyline for a game that a lot of people haven't played. Only raps about his haters. Oh, okay. So that thing I was complaining about last week that made me sound like a boomer. Oh, okay, fair enough. It is what Gambino got the game. Anyway, yeah, yeah, like, Final Fantasy 1's got a pretty good story. I really enjoy the thing going on with Garland there, and I really do enjoy how tragic the nature of the Warriors of Light is, and how, because of one man's attempt to become a god, the Warriors of Light, Garland, the Fiends, and really the entirety of Corneria, that entire world, is trapped in a time loop where basically good and evil are forced to fight each other forever. Drop by, we're about to find out when it will. Drop by the Wishing Well at 7 a.m. on February 2nd for the news. Ooh, okay, I'll mark my calendar. Hey there, peeps. Okay, I already read that one. You know, I'm gonna keep naming streams based off of fishing and then do zero fishing. Like, I feel like that's become like a running joke at this point, because I keep doing it. I'm not intending to. Sorry, guys. I'm always intending to fish before I start, but then the daily routine I get caught in just stops me from fishing. Garland was definitely evil maxing. Oh my goodness. He is a smart villain, though, because he's just like, alright, I have time travel. What should I do with it? I can do one thing with it. Should I use it to take over the world? No, I will use it. I will use it to guarantee that I will always be able to take over the world. I'm not going to use the time travel to make myself do it. I'm going to use the time travel to stop others from stopping me from doing it. And that's a pretty airtight plan, if I do say so myself. So airtight that the heroes can't actually stop him. All they can really do is consistently be there to make sure his actual take over the world plans never come to fruition. Again, I have heard rumors and hearsay that you do get to see the end result of the Warriors of Light from Final Fantasy I and what they had to basically go through in order to stop the plans from coming to fruition. But on its own, Final Fantasy I story is really good and tragic. With how simple it is. A lot of smaller B games, indie games, and like, specifically games with minimal story, modeled after NES games, work off of a Ernest Hemingway, Baby Shoes for Sale kind of storytelling. Of just, like, hey, tell me a good story in 2 sentences, right? Baby Shoes for Sale, never worn. Like, that was Ernest Hemingway's attempt at telling a really good story in 2 sentences. And I think that's a great exercise. And I think that's, like, what a lot of smaller games have to do. Violence Juice. Yep. Violence Juice is a great story in and of itself, because there's so much that can be done with Violence Juice. I want Old Man in the Sea to be a video game. That's one of my favorite books, and I wish it was a video game, because it's about an old Cuban dude trying to catch a giant fish that could possibly kill him. And that's just the entire story. Like, does he catch the fish? I don't know, read it. It's short. There's a really amazing animation where someone made a series of paintings. Like, not drawings, paintings, and animated them as a cartoon. Also, that was a bad rock use. I didn't do a very good job with that rock. Don't know what I was thinking, leaving my rock behind. Now I've lost my bells and now I am blind. With all this poverty, hurt, and sadness coming to haunt me forever, I'm gonna go catch some fish at the end of the river. Is this revenge I'm seeking? Or seeking to someone to avenge me? Caught in my own paradox, I wanna set myself free. I have a bit of a reveal for you guys. I was actually a really big fan of the person who made that song, as well as No Mercy. I'm gonna pick Mercy. I'm not gonna pick any kind of support. So, much like music used to be, I got all of my simply too geek maxed for you. I got all my video tastes, much like how I get all my music tastes, from friends. So, what did I watch on YouTube back in 2013? Or 2012? I watched My Little Pony videos, I watched Ray William Johnson, I watched Tobuscus, and not very much else, to be honest. Sister 19 Online. Good to see you, Sister 19. It's been a while. Thanks for stopping by. And so, that was my interests back before I met Angelo and got the Two Best Friends Play through him. And from there, I started, like, branching out and following my own thing. Yeah, me either, Owl. Me either, man. It's not good for me no more. That being said, yeah, like, That's what I was into back in the day, because Travis was into My Little Pony, used to be a brony, don't let him tell you otherwise, it's fine, nobody cares. And I'm not even joking, like I'm not joking. I'm telling the absolute 100% gospel truth on that. He used to be a total brony. And you know what? A lot of the stuff he showed me was really cool. That's how I got into Hot Diggity Demon, that's how I got into Living Tombstone. It was awesome, you know? Oh yeah, and I was also really into game theory, even though I didn't like a single one of the videos I watched until the FNAF stuff. Did he? Nice. And so yeah, up until and through FNAF, I was a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's lore, and I really enjoyed those Living Tombstone videos. Cringe confessions, and that really all went away with Undertale, to be honest. The moment I got into Undertale was when I completely dropped all of them. Like I stopped watching MatPat. I enjoyed that No Mercy song, but I stopped following Living Tombstone because he never put out any music that I really enjoyed beside that one. Oh, I mean, I don't want to be beat up, but also, like, nothing personal against the guy. I think he's a bit too much of a shill, and I think he needs to tone that part down, but besides that... Ah, cool. Link that to me. I'll give it a listen once I get out of here. Are we just gonna play more Final Fantasy XIV and watch Tenchi Muyo? Chuck! Why? Why would you do that, Chuck? That's our only ball! He doesn't seem happy about it. But yeah, after I finish up streaming here, I'm probably just gonna chill out, watch more Tenchi Muyo, and oh my god, guys, Tenchi Muyo. Tenchi Muyo was sold to me as a harem anime. It is now my favorite comfort show. Friendship ended with Joe Para Talks to You. Now Tenchi Muyo, or Tenchi Universe, is my best friend. Tenchi Universe is a really interesting story with really good writing, surprisingly. And it's a really basic, like, harem setup, but where it goes with it is utterly fascinating. Alright, so here's the plot thing. There's a Japanese boy living at a Shinto temple in the 90s. One day, an alien pirate crash lands on his home world. And he has to deal with that. Luckily, she's fairly amenable, and she's willing to live there at his house and actually help out with yard work and stuff, so he works that out. But with each episode, more and more people land to pursue them, such as a noblewoman who has sworn revenge, an alien noblewoman who has sworn revenge on the pirate, I love Chuck, he's an evil max individual, yep. Followed by 2 space detectives, and pretty much soon an entire space opera is playing out in this guy's living room. And all of which is, like, really, really funny and surprisingly wholesome. My favorite episode so far is an episode in which all the girls are put to work at the Shinto festival. Because pretty much it's like, alright, look, aliens, if you're gonna land in my backyard and try to mooch off my food and stuff, you might as well work to earn your keep, you know? And so he puts them to work at this festival. And each of them has to run their own stand. So the alien pirate lady runs her own stand where she's running a fishing stand where people can come in and actually fish for fish and keep them. The 2 alien detectives have to run a cotton candy stand. There's a mad alien inventor who runs a haunted house. And so each of them have to run their own thing. Oh, the alien princess is running a shooting gallery where she has made tiny miniature versions of the alien pirate for people to shoot at with squirt guns. Oh man, I could talk about this forever. And so yeah, each of their stands goes weird in some way. Alright, I will. I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link to Tenchi Universe after the stream. Each of their stands go wrong in some way. So, for example, Alien Girl Alien Pirate Lady, who's running the fishing stand, populates the entire fishing pond with carnivorous alien fish that attack people on sight, and so she has to shut down her stand, and then turns to trying to rip people off by selling weird space drugs. The alien scientist runs a haunted house where she goes, oh yeah, experience 6 of the 7 layers of hell in my haunted house. And then she's like, oh, that's cool, haha, let's go in. And then she goes in and sees that she actually has created portals to hostile alien worlds where people could die. and that's how her stand goes wrong. And then finally the detectives end up having to use a cotton candy maker that the alien scientist lady made. However, it creates so much cotton candy that the park ends up getting flooded with cotton candy. Great show. Really funny, really wholesome. Does a bunch of really interesting things that I really like. Just for a slice of life show, it's hilarious and really fun. Oh, also my house has been upgraded, obviously. I was just gonna let you guys know that real quick. Yeah, so my house has been my house has been upgraded yet again. I did the setup last time I was on stream for Alex Crossing, and I haven't been able to actually customize it until now, so that's why I've been just quietly working on it this whole time. Yeah, Tenchimuyo, great show. Really excited. Also, I love how I keep finding old anime that's really good. I like how just like old games and old movies, old anime, despite not being as old as either of those things, it is the gift that keeps on giving. Let's grab you. No, I already have Gyroids upstairs. Let's just put all Ovoid here. The mini Sproid. Doing, ding. I hope to see Chuck continue to be the hero I need. To Jig Gyroid Graveyard. It kinda is. They're not doing much down here. I'm grabbing this face. They at least have the Apple show to watch, but they can never actually turn around and see it. It'll always be going on in the background where they are not able to watch. They live their life is hell. I guess I'll run the Nooks and see what furniture he has. Bing, bing, doing, doing. That's right, one more sheet of paper for the museum. Because I know I'm going to run across one final one. They're grooving. It's the Groove Yard, yeah. Sorry. But yeah, 14's been going well, been really fun. That game, that becomes less of an MMO as you play it. Like, at the point I am now, it is effectively a boss rush game where you sit in one spot, you queue up, and then you fight a monster with people or friends. If you have friends with you, you can do the duty roulette and stuff. There's this channel I watch called Nerd Slayer who they're pretty good. He gets a bit up his own ass sometimes. Like, I feel like anyone who tries to single-handedly make new genres is a bit up their ass. I just said ass twice, didn't I? 3 times! Oh dear, I'm sorry. Family friendly. We need like a bingo card for like Alex getting depressed. I'm gonna make a Lodge of the Cat stream bingo card. Swearing on a family friendly stream. Not swearing on a normal stream. I am sorry. Is the type of dungeoning I'm doing required? Owl, all dungeoning is required. Well, not all dungeoning. The main story is just full of dungeons, and I'm doing a lot of side stuff too for fun. But, again, I play DPS, so I don't gotta stress too much about it. I'm having a great time, though. Yes, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. The dungeoning I am doing is required. Thank you. What is this ugly thing? Tom, this thing's hideous. That's the T-Vase? That thing's awful. No, I don't want it. That's terrible looking. I see you're selling the Apple TV again. I want a djembe drum. Yes, I'll buy it. Let's see if there's anything in my catalog I want to get. I like the Apple show. See my catalog. Let's see. This is your own. Cabin low table, cabin wardrobe, classic hutch, exotic chest, green counter, kitty table, lawn chair, hazmat barrel, jersey barrier. That's tempting, actually. TV, djembe drum. I'm looking for specifically anything that matches like the color scheme, the keg, antique clock, owl clock.
Ooh. Tape tag, compass, plate armor, side bike, college roll. Wow, nothing. That's a bummer. Oh, I guess I'm gonna need to show you guys on the museum before I log off for the day, which I might be doing soon. I don't know. We shall see. What is this? School pad. No, I'm good. I don't want to pay for an object I'm not going to use. I guess I could plant more flowers. Ah, no. Let's get out of here. Let's go doodle on out of here. Let's head down to the museum and see what we can find. Actually, what I should do is let me run over and raid my peach grove real quick. But it's really fun. New mechanics are keep getting introduced. It makes the dungeon a lot less. In the beginning, okay, so I feel like the beginning of almost every MMO is standing and hitting. You walk up to someone, you right-click on them, and you attack normally. And a lot of people get turned off by that because they think the whole game is going to be that. Of course, very quickly it stops being that, especially with Final Fantasy XIV. However, where I am now, there is so much going on. So when I'm a ninja, I need to focus on being in the right position, my core attack rotation, my mudra, which are ninja hand signs I have to do to do certain spells. Certain spells need to be done over and over again in order to set up AoEs and buffs. On top of all of that, I have to be in the right position to actually, you know, do what I'm supposed to be doing. While that's happening, I need to dodge AoEs that are on the ground. There are now several different types of AoEs on the ground, and yeah, it goes and it goes, man. Like 14 gets so stupidly fast and complex as you go further in, especially if you're playing as a tank or a healer, because at least with DPS, you pretty much have the thing of like, I'm gonna sit in this one spot and I'm gonna do big damage. And when an enemy attack comes, I'll move to a different spot and do big damage. And that repositioning eventually gets to a point where you're just moving constantly, especially if you're a samurai or a ninja. Samurai is so much fun, but again, I'm enjoying the ninja storyline more, and in order to unlock the storyline, I have to play the class, so it pretty much makes it so my 3 classes I have right now are Astrologian, Dark Knight, and Ninja, because those are the storylines that I'm enjoying the most. It's interesting. It's been a while since I've picked a mechanic or a class purely for story reasons. Oh, I can't do an Adam Sandler impression. Luckily, I'm not reading their voices. Hey, here. Buy all my peaches. Just like how Bob is voiced by Patrick Warburton. Wow, that's not worth it. I forgot that in this game, you don't make nearly as much from fruit. Heck. Don't worry, when I get some coconuts growing in town, that's when the big money will come in. Actually, I got some good news. The money tree is a success. I was watching Vea play, and the money tree has successfully grown in. Face in the hole. Fine deal. God, I've probably swore so many times on this stream. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a bit out of practice. Next stream, I do want to set aside and do an actual fishing stream where I literally consult the wiki and go, all right, what fish can I catch in winter, and what do I need to do in order to get them? I don't know whether I should be done off-screen or on-screen, because it will require me to time travel, but I do want to catch some of these fish. What did I even buy? Oh, a djembe drum. I'll put the djembe drum over here. It's pretty groovy. Not gonna lie, that was awesome. Pretty groovy. Also, the Happy Home Academy does not like my seashell. And I'm not happy about that. Alright. Huh. You know what? We don't have a fish anywhere. Let's have a fish. It's not even my favorite fish. Never mind. Nubbins. Let me grab my peaches real quick, and then I will show you guys what Vea did. Vea did something really cool, and actually helped me figure something out, because I was having trouble learning where a certain type of thing is that I need to progress, and she found it for me, which I was really happy. Oh. Peaches. I like peaches. It's a good fruit. Very pretty fruit. I think my favorite two fruit in this game are peaches and cherries. I almost always get pears, though, you know? I'm almost always cursed or stricken with pears. Hey there, Rem. What's up? Yeah, it snows a lot in Bangor. I should go to Bangor again one day. I want to take Vea to that sandwich shop. Again, it's that no-car hell I'm currently living in, where my car is out of commission for a good long time now, and there's no way I can get it up and running. Don't lose your car keys, guys, especially if you have a weird new age car that basically has DRM on your keys, so you can't just have a new key made. Wow. There was no way I could have avoided that just now. Oh, somebody's angry. Oh, nope, she's got the ball. 2-2! Man, everyone's just kicking balls off cliffs today. Car maxing. Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, I'll see about renting a car once I get some actual money. I'm broke right now. So yeah, I hit 2-2 with the net. I was thinking about it just then, to be honest. The girlfriend showed me this movie called The House, and it's an anthology film about a bunch of different people that stayed in the same house over a long period of time, and basically different things that happened to those people because the house is, well, for like, not, I won't say haunted, but it's definitely cursed. It's stop motion. The first family is like little felt people. The second group is actually mice. Like, it's about a bunch of mouses living in a mouse world, and the third one's about cats. I like this first story a lot. The second story, like, hits way too many of my core fears. Like, it's got a lot of horror involving bugs and mice. And it's really, really uncomfortable and disgusting. Like, I had trouble watching it. It was also, I also got to see a very nice house get wrecked, and that's another one of my pet peeves, is that I hate it when you see a house become dirty in a film. Like, when I watched Christopher Robin, that Winnie the Pooh movie, with Ewan McGregor in it, I got to the scene where Pooh was walking and tracking honey on the carpet, and, like, the fact that you could see the honey matting into his fur and into the carpet, like, made me want to run away. Anyway, here we are at the museum. I wanted to show you guys this. Here we have the painting room, but I don't know how to get paintings. Like, at all. I have no idea. Vea figured it out, though. She bought 2 paintings from Tom Nook's. She bought the perfect painting, which is very nice, and then donated it. And the classic painting. I mean, waiting a kind donation. Look at the painting. There it is. Yep, there it is. Yeah. Cool paintings. And so now I've learned that you have to get them from Crazy Red, which I'm pretty much gonna have to wait for a letter from him in order to do that. I wish I could paint them. I would if I could. I get the feeling my house is gonna get upgraded long before anything else. Long before I finish the museum, because there's the ball dude who kicked off the cliff. Because I'm gonna have to rely on certain cloud floor. Yep. I'm gonna have to rely on certain factors that are out of my control in order to catch all the fish, catch all the bugs, get all the paintings, donate all the fossils. Whereas the housing thing, at least I can guarantee that I make money every day through the money rock and through selling of fish. But yeah, the third story I couldn't even start to watch because they started freaking out about the rent. And the story was about like a landlady collecting rent, and like, I don't want to think about rent right now. Vumgo? I'll think about that, Journey Sosa. So now my life is waiting for job interviews, playing Final Fantasy XIV, watching anime, and basically trying not to let it all set in. Just like, my life is Animal Crossing and Final Fantasy XIV, la-di-la-di-la, nothing's going on outside those doors. Oh god. Oh god. I actually found one of my old masks, though, today. Like my old, one of my old COVID masks. Barely got used. I used it like once or twice and then put it somewhere and forgot about it. And then I found it. Pretty great. Alex's life is tough right now, and he's gonna have to grind it out. He has no choice in the matter, but hope you guys are with me all the way to make it a bit easier. Anyway, let's go pay our rent. Let's go pay our loan to Tom Nook. I have been trying to cook ramen in different ways over the last few days. Like, I've been making ramen with egg in it, very good. And I've been trying to find the perfect time span in order to both cook the noodles and poach the egg. Alright, bye owl. See you around, man. Send in our fossils. Doot. Doot doot. Doot 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 doot. Big dollar. Yes, I would actually. Oh yeah, next Yakuza stream is going to be Yakuza maxing. It is going to be the end of Kiryu storyline. And then after that, we'll have the Maji maxing stream, which will be the end of Majima storyline. It might be the same stream. If it is, that's awesome. And we'll wrap up Yakuza next week and then start up Pathfinder Kingmaker. Alright, well let's pay off our loan, shall we? The double maxing power hour. Yep. That's indeed what it... Well, it won't even be an hour. It'll be several, but yeah, that's the plan currently. I'm happy to see Angelo and Travis are back to streaming. I'm glad that their audience gets to enjoy some stuff yet now, and that's awesome. I don't want to watch Twitch streams. I haven't felt the desire to watch Twitch streams in a while. I've been wanting to watch Sue's streams, but she always streams when I stream, so I never am able to. Here's a thing I can talk a bit about, and what the original topic of this video was supposed to be. Being a streamer is interesting, because when you're doing it, you will find 1,000,001 problems under the sun that makes it awful. However, when you stop doing it, you will constantly feel a desire to come back to it. Like almost every day during that break, if you would have asked me if I wanted to stream, I would have said yes. However, there were genuine problems that I had to, work out and solve on my own before I came back. And now that I'm back and I've solved those problems, I'm finding new problems. And so I'm starting to realize that no matter what happens, I will want to stream and I will find problems with streaming. And so I need to basically lay those problems to rest and figure out little solutions as I do it. I think streaming is just kind of, much like a lot of things I enjoy, part of who I am, and I need to keep doing it and keep trying. Anyway, if you enjoyed this stream, thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed the stream / the video, be sure to leave a like. And also leave a letter down in the comments below. I don't remember what the journaling prompt this week was. I think it's what is the farthest you have gone in order to complete something? Where is the farthest? How much have you put yourself through in order to 100% complete any task? Bye, Hammer. That's the prompt this week, but you don't have to do it. You can write whatever you want. Thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoy this and want to see more from me. Check out my Twitch stream down below, and be sure to join our community through Discord and Twitter, also down below. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.